10 subtle ways trauma changes your personality. Sometimes trauma doesn't look like panic attacks, crying spells, or visible scars. Sometimes it looks like silence, like pretending everything's fine when your heart still flinches at certain words. Like working too hard because resting feels unsafe. Like smiling too wide because you're scared people might leave if you don't. Trauma doesn't just live in your memories. It quietly reshapes your personality. You may not even notice it happening. You just wake up one day and realize you become a different version of yourself. Not weaker, not broken, just someone shaped by experiences you never asked for. In this video, we'll explore 10 subtle ways trauma changes your personality, and how understanding these changes is the first step toward healing. 1. You become hyper-aware of everything. After trauma, your brain develops what psychologists call hypervigilance, a constant state of alertness. You notice everything. A tone shift in someone's voice, a small pause before they respond, the slightest sound in the room. Your mind scans for danger even when you're safe. Because at some point, danger was real. This habit once protected you. It kept you alive emotionally or physically. But now it exhausts you. Your body stays tense, even during peace. You find it hard to relax, to let your guard down. If this sounds familiar, know this. You're not paranoid, you're conditioned. Your nervous system learned to protect you from uncertainty. And healing means gently teaching your body it's safe to rest again. Try this. When you notice yourself scanning for threats, whisper to yourself, "I'm safe now." It may feel strange at first, but over time, that simple reminder begins to rewire your brain toward calm. 2. You struggle to trust, even the good ones. Trauma often teaches you a painful lesson. Love can hurt. When the people who were supposed to protect you cause pain, your brain learned to associate closeness with danger. So even when you meet kind, safe people, a small part of you still hesitates. You test them quietly. You wait for the moment they might change. This is called protective distrust. It's your brain's way of saying, "I've been here before and it didn't end well." But here's the truth. You don't need to rush trust. You just need to give it small chances to prove itself safe. Start with consistency. Start with boundaries. Start with people who respect your no. Over time, your heart will remember what safety feels like. 3. You become overly independent. After being hurt or disappointed, you may start thinking, "I can't rely on anyone but myself." It sounds strong, and sometimes it is, but when independence becomes armor, it isolates you. You stop asking for help. You carry everything alone. You convince yourself that needing people makes you weak. But behind that fierce independence is often a fear of disappointment, a fear of being let down again. True strength isn't needing no one. It's being brave enough to let others in again, slowly, wisely. Remember, healing doesn't mean you have to trust everyone. It just means you stop punishing yourself for what someone else did. 4. You feel responsible for everyone's emotions. When you grow up around chaos, you learn to become the peacekeeper. You read people's moods like weather forecasts, adjusting yourself to prevent storms. If someone's angry, you calm them. If someone's sad, you cheer them up. You carry the weight of everyone's emotions as if they were your own. This is called fawning, a trauma response that prioritizes harmony over honesty. The problem? It drains your energy and silences your needs. You start believing that love must be earned through pleasing others. But love that costs your peace isn't love. It's control disguised as care. So next time you feel the urge to fix everyone's feelings, pause. Ask yourself, is this mine to carry? Because sometimes the kindest thing you can do is step back and let others hold their own emotions. 5. You struggle with emotional intimacy. Trauma teaches the brain that vulnerability equals danger. So when someone gets close emotionally or physically, you may feel an invisible wall rising inside you. You crave connection, but you fear it too. It's not that you don't want love. It's that love feels like risk. You might push people away when things get real, or hide behind humor, sarcasm, or busyness to avoid being seen too deeply. This is self-protection, not rejection. It's your body remembering how it felt to be exposed and hurt. Healing begins when you notice the wall, not when you destroy it. Because sometimes, awareness is the first crack in the armor. 6. You live in survival mode. Even long after the danger has passed, your body can still behave as if it's happening right now. You stay busy all the time, fill every silence with activity, and struggle to rest without guilt, because rest feels unsafe. When trauma wires your nervous system for survival, stillness can feel like vulnerability. So you overwork, overthink, overgive, until your body finally crashes. If this is you, try redefining productivity. Sometimes healing is not about doing more. It's about doing less, intentionally. Give yourself permission to rest without earning it. That's how your nervous system begins to trust peace again. 7. You feel detached from your own emotions. Trauma can make you emotionally numb, not because you don't care, but because your mind decided it was safer not to feel. You might notice it in small ways. Laughter feels muted. Sadness feels distant. Joy feels foreign. It's called emotional blunting. Your body learned to shut down emotions to survive overwhelming pain. But numbing doesn't discriminate. It dulls everything, even the good. The path back to feeling isn't about forcing emotion. It's about creating safety. Simple grounding rituals help. A warm shower, soft music, journaling, breathing. Every time you allow yourself to feel, even a little, you teach your brain it's safe to come alive again. 8. You struggle with self-worth. When trauma happens, especially early in life, your brain tries to make sense of it, and often it lands on one painful conclusion: it must be my fault. This belief can linger for years, showing up as perfectionism, overachieving, or constant self-doubt. You overcompensate to feel enough. You chase validation because your own feels missing. But hear this clearly. What happened to you wasn't your fault. Your worth was never broken. Only your sense of it was. Healing is remembering who you were before the world told you otherwise. 9. You feel a deep need for control. Trauma steals predictability. It makes life feel unsafe, chaotic, and uncertain. So, as adults, survivors often try to control everything. Plans, outcomes, even people. It's not about power. It's about safety. Control becomes a way to prevent being hurt again. But the paradox is this: the more you try to control, the less free you feel. Because life will always be unpredictable. And peace comes not from controlling chaos, but from learning to breathe through it. Practice letting small things go. Let someone else choose the restaurant. Leave a text unanswered for a while. Tiny acts of surrender teach your nervous system that not everything unpredictable is dangerous. 10. You see the world through a different lens. Trauma doesn't just change how you think. It changes how you see. Colors might seem duller. Laughter might sound distant. Even joy can feel fragile, like it could vanish at any second. But there's another side, too. Many trauma survivors develop a deep sense of empathy, intuition, and wisdom. You notice the pain in others because you've lived it. You comfort quietly, love deeply, and forgive easily. Sometimes too easily. Your sensitivity is not weakness. It's awareness. Your scars are not shame. They're insight. The world may have changed you, but it also made you capable of seeing beauty others miss. That's not brokenness. That's transformation. Reflection. You are not what happened to you. Trauma changes you, but not always in the ways you think. It can make you cautious where you once were carefree, guarded where you once were open, but it can also make you kind, wise, resilient, and self-aware. Your healing is not about becoming who you were before. It's about becoming someone who can live with what happened and still choose peace. So if you recognize yourself in these signs, take a deep breath. You're not broken, you're becoming. And that's a beautiful thing. Every scar tells a story, not of pain, but of survival. So keep going, keep feeling, keep healing, because your story isn't over. It's unfolding. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more amazing videos. Like this video, comment, and share. Join me in my next video. Bye.